Cricket presents The Campfire, and we're starting off our off-season football coverage by analyzing the private schools and Class 3A. Let's begin by taking a look at some of those teams in our film session. Starting in 3A Division I, North Texas could be ripe for the taking for a bunch of different teams. Mike Jones finally graduates from Malakoff, so the Tigers may be down a little bit. However, that might be good news for teams like Pottsboro and Winsboro out of Region 2. Both teams bring a ton back in the skill positions. Also, don't sleep on Life Oak Cliff. The Lions had ridiculous offensive numbers that they're bringing back and could sneak up on some folks this year. In 3A Division II, Gunter is always the story. The Tigers won their third straight championship with a 28-0 shutout over Woodville a year ago. They graduate a ton, and I mean a ton, of starters, but if there is a team that knows how to reload, it's those Gunter Tigers. Look for Jacksboro and Toller to make deep playoff runs as well. In the private school ranks, Jason Witten took the TAPS top division by storm, as not only did he beat five-time defending champions from Parish Episcopal once, he did it twice, including a strong performance in the state title game. Chase Garnett may be gone at running back, but they returned Quinn Murphy behind center and the coach's kid, Cooper Witten, at safety. As for the Panther of Episcopal, four-year starting quarterback and record setter Sawyer Anderson is heading off to college. The head coach Daniel Novikov may have another freshman coming in behind center to possibly make it a four-year run leading the offense. Or it could be South Lake Carroll transfer Jonathan Phillips who takes the reins for the next 2 years. Either way, expect Liberty Christian and Parish Episcopal to battle it out again for the top spot. Plano Prestonwood could be in the mix too behind running back L.J. Taylor. Fort Worth All Saints will be looking to repeat, while Dallas Christian will be vying for a fifth straight Division III TAPS title as well.
The Campfire is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
We love easy. 4. Yeah.
Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Would you like to help a veteran? Log on to parkerperformanceinstitute.com to learn more about the Invicta Project.
The Campfire is brought to you by your Texas Kubota dealers, home of the #1 selling subcompact tractor in Texas. Kubota, together we do more.
For an even deeper look at Class 3A, here's producer Ward Fasold and insider Matt Diggs with the district breakdown.
Tell me what you feel about Division II in the Dallas area.
I'm excited, Ward. It is season 4 of the Campfire. It's 3 or 4, but it's definitely we're getting up there, Ward. And yes. After some intense contract negotiations, you can see the impact of those contract negotiations because we get a devoted 3A district breakdown, and I'm excited about it. And when we're talking about 3A, we've got to talk about Gunter. But Ward, I feel like you can say this over and over, and we do this in our podcast quite a bit. I think I see it with Gunter. I think I see the end of the era with Gunter. I mean, they graduated so heavy. And I'm not saying they're not going to be a really good football team. I'm not even saying we may not see them in December at AT&T. But when you graduate 18 first-team all-district players, I think we're kind of at the penultimate area of where Gunter was at. The only remaining first-teamer they've got back is Braden McDaniel, a good player, but I think Gunter's going to have to retool a little bit. And you know, with that non-district schedule that they've got playing Anna in non-district, I think Gunter's going to take some lumps this year.
Tell me who you think is the heads and tails above the rest here in Division I.
I think with Malakoff this year, we're going to see a big pullback. They might not even win their district this year. They got a really good district with Winsboro and Mount Vernon. And Mount Vernon is a team that has been good in the past. It just feels like a couple of years ago they were playing Brock in the state semifinals. Just right there and couldn't overcome that hump. And they took a couple of steps back. So they're a team, even though that last year they went 2-8. They're a team to kind of keep an eye on. 6-3A is really the district I'm looking at as, okay, this is going to be the district in our area that we need to keep an eye on. I've got Paradise #1 in our area. I got Winsboro number 2. Malakoff dropping all the way to number 3. I've got Pottsboro number 4 and Whitesboro number 5. A lot of boroughs in our 3A Division 1.
We'll post the entire breakdown segment this Wednesday on our social media pages. Now let's take a look at some game changers in our Players on the Rise, presented by Parker University. Parish Episcopal wide receiver Jalen Pyle is one of the most dynamic receivers in the Metroplex. 2024 was the definition of a breakout year for this wideout. He doubled his production from his freshman and sophomore seasons, 63 catches, 1,367 yards, and 19 touchdowns. The Panthers breaking a new quarterback. Pyle's ability to get behind the defense will help the new signal caller feed Jalen's 21.3 average per catch. Pyle is committed to Michigan. Liberty Christian's Quinn Murphy was poise personified in the pocket for the Warriors during their state title run last year. The junior threw for over 3,000 yards and 43 touchdowns while holding down a 14-1 touchdown to interception ratio. So it's safe to say the mighty Quinn has an explosive arm. Murphy committed to Baylor. At Grandview High School, Blue Hubbard hardly ever comes off the field. Why would you want him to? Hubbard was first-team All-District as a wide receiver and first-team All-District as a linebacker. In other words, Blue is a certified playmaker. 6'2.5" and 220 pounds. Hubbard has the size and strength to make a house call when his number is called on offense. And on defense, that same size and strength can blow up opponents' game plans before it even gets started. Jason Witten may be a Hall of Fame tight end one day, but his son Cooper will be making his money on defense as a 2-time All-State selection at safety. Hard-hitting Cooper Witten has 2 more years left at Liberty Christian to shatter some records. As most big hitters do, Cooper can excel at both linebacker and safety. Witten also pulled down 5 picks a year ago and returned 2 of those for touchdowns. Cooper has offers from all the major colleges, including Baylor, Oklahoma, and Ohio State.
The Campfire is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
We love easy. 4. Yeah.
The Campfire is brought to you by your Texas Kubota dealers, home of the #1 selling subcompact tractor in Texas. Kubota, together we do more.
Our Ward for Sold caught up to Dallas Christian head coach Mike Wheeler to talk about his Chargers in our Media Day segment.
All right, welcome to Media Day. We have Dallas Christian head coach Mike Wheeler join us today. His probably has to take, before he goes to sleep, got to take all them rings off his fingers because that's 4 in a row for him. State titles. It was a tough one last year in that title game, a 3-point win over that San Antonio squad. But man, talk about the ride you guys have been on. I mean, that's state title number 12. You've been in that title game over 20 times. You've won 4 in a row. Things are really looking up over there at Dallas Christian. Talk to me about just that whole run last year.
Well, it was an exciting run, coming off winning it 3 years in a row and only having 2 starters coming back. We always set our goals high, but we knew it was going to be difficult with just those 2 kids coming back. But, we have a good program, and we develop our JV kids, and those kids stepped up and moved up. We had some bumps here and there, and we knew it was going to be a learning process and a process that, hopefully we would peak at the right time. And I really feel like we did. We got the state championship game. We had struggled a little bit defensively throughout the year. And the state championship game, we had some kids step up and play the best game of the year. So that was exciting to see. And I'm so proud of the kids and how they approached the season and the things they did accomplish.
I appreciate you joining me, Coach, and good luck on the quest for the 5-peat, if that's even a term.
I don't know if that's a term or not, but, that's one of the things here at Dallas Christian. You're always striving to get to the state championship.
All right. Thank you for joining me, Coach.
You can catch the entire interview Friday on our social media channels. That's going to do it for this week's Campfire. Next week, we take a deep dive into Class 4A to find out who might be challenging for a state title. Until then, have a great week.